Our story opens at Star Labs West in Silicon Valley, California. The first thing we notice, it's night.
You're in, lover.
You are too talented.
The second thing we notice, the third thing we notice is security isn't any better here than it is at Tina's lab.
This beautiful little battery will power a suburban home for 10 years for next to nothing. And by the time Star Labs realizes it's missing, their competition will have it in production already.
He put some kind of holographic projector in there so it looks like the battery is still there. But he's just getting started.
Oh, Stasia, I'm very disappointed. But frankly, not totally surprised. See, I expected it.
So did I.
That stuff's so powerful, just the residue from the last time she used it started knocking him out before she sprayed him.
No hard feelings, right, Sam?
Over in Central City, Star Lab's top scientist and the Flash's confidant has her own crisis.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Nothing's the matter. It's only the end of the world as I know it.
Don't you think you're overreacting a little?
You don't know my mother.
Yes, her mother is coming to visit.
Tina, slow down.
Barry, did you have to wear this jacket?
She's not my mother.
That's definitely not his mother.
That's you nuts. Well, that's me and my mother. Of course, all my friends thought she was so cool, dropping in from Paris with the latest trend.
She sounds interesting. Hipper than my dad, anyway.
I could never keep up with her. You know, I think I really disappointed her.
There you are, Tina.
Hello, Mother.
Why don't you call me Jocelyn? After all, we're both adults.
This is my mother, Jocelyn Weller. This is Barry Allen. I think I mentioned him in...
Oh, the Boy Scout.
Oh, he's not just a Boy Scout. He earned enough merit badges that he's reached the rank of junior policeman. Carolyn Seymour has that face and voice combination that make you say, I know her from that other show. You know the one. And you'd probably be right. From 1971 to 2021, she was all over TV and movies, and she may be best known for her recurring role in Survivors, a post-apocalyptic series in the mid-70s. Today, she's back in England where her roots are. In Central City in 1991, she was the very model of a doting, supportive mother.
And what do you do, Barry?
I don't believe it. Barry Allen?
Barry? Well, I see that you do rather well.
He really does know her. They were in high school together 15 years ago. Hat Guy can't decide if that's her or not, so he leaves. As quick as he does, she says, nice seeing you, and also leaves. Later, he'll discover that his wallet is gone.
Barry, who was that?
Oh, I did her homework in high school.
You did her homework or you were her homework? Now help us with the luggage.
I'll bet you have an interesting secret life. Maybe this trip won't be so dull after all.
Nice to know what she thinks of her daughter. She's actually in town for an art exhibit. She's a dealer in modern art, and Central City happened to be on the itinerary.
This crystal is on loan from the government. I had to pull a lot of strings to get it here. As you can see, it focuses the laser onto an even tighter beam, allowing more accurate nucleic manipulation of the sample tissue.
Yes, well, I'm sure that's very nice, darling.
We're going to have to come down on Jocelyn for a lot of things, but honestly, that one isn't all her. She has no idea what Tina just said. Here's a tip for Tina and anybody else trying to communicate something like that. Don't tell me what it does. Tell me what it's for. Tell me it stimulates wound healing by 200%. Tell me it kills cancer cells. Tell me it teaches my dog to read. Tell me what it's for. Considering the level of work that Tina does, that might or might not help Jocelyn understand, but it's worth a try.
But how can you stand working in a place that's so sterile?
It's a laboratory, Mother. Star Labs has been very good to me. They encourage me to work on my own.
Any daughter of mine could lock herself away in such an antiseptic environment. But then you are your father's daughter as well.
No cracks about Daddy. Sorry.
Maybe she's not your daughter. Think about that. How do you know? Were you there when she was born?
There are research firms in more civilized cities, like New York.
Central City has a lot to offer, Mother.
That's true. Did you know the corn dog was invented here?
Barry's helping. And I'm going to let that one go by because I don't care where it was invented. I'm just glad it was. And now that he said that, I want one. Stacia is at our favorite outdoor cafe talking on the phone to someone named Fletcher. She's arranging to sell the battery to him.
I'd like a romantic table for two, next to that lovely blonde.
I gotta go.
Assuming she still has it a few seconds from now.
Well, what looks good, Marcel?
I don't know.
How about the poached shark, or the eel, or the rats? Buy your lunch, Stasia?
Talent? How's it going?
His name is Talent with 2 L's. Shouldn't that be Talent? But he's not tall. Anyway, what he lacks in height, he makes up for in gun. Shoulda ordered the corn dog. Speaking of which,
I want 2 chili dogs with everything, especially a lot of that orange shiny sauce.
Oh, Murph, that is pure grease.
To you, Bellows. To me, it's secret sauce. Join me?
Nah, thanks. Corn dog, please. See, I support our city's heritage.
Hey, those guys are packing. Stay low, Barry. We'll handle this.
Barry, I know you can't eat it since it dropped on the ground, but at least take it home to Earl.
Freeze and drop them!
In most cities, Officer Bellows would be suspended before he got back to the station. There were civilians on the street behind that guy, which means you do not shoot. This is the kind of thing that gets whole departments in trouble with the public. But boys, if you simply must, at least hit something.
Hey! Get out of the street!
Marcel is in custody, but Talent and Stacia both got away.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I gotta find someplace to hide. I gotta find someone to help me.
All right, now for the grand prize here on Let's Get You a Date. Give us your answer. Which was better, the ID card or the real thing? You have 10 seconds.
So out of nowhere, this woman plants a lip lock on me, right? It's Stasia. I haven't seen her in 15 years since she streaked high school graduation.
And you two were an item back then.
Oh, no, she ran with a different crowd. Bikers, outlaws. I tutored her in chemistry.
When you guys get together?
What?
Come on, dinner, dancing, skydiving, whatever, man. This isn't high school
Yeah, but see,
anymore.
that's the thing. It was so fast, I didn't get her number.
Who says you don't get a second chance in this life?
And the answer to our grand prize question will depend on what Barry does next. She says she's here to return his wallet. It must have fallen into her purse when they were kissing. Used to happen to me all the time. That's why I quit carrying a wallet. And kissing random people.
What made you come back to Central City?
Rendezvous with an old boyfriend. I thought something was still there, but things went bad real fast. He became very abusive.
If she means that guy she was robbing Star Labs West with, I'm not sure trying to hit him over the head with a pistol constitutes him being abusive.
Maybe I wouldn't be so screwed up if I dated someone like you in high school. Anyway, now that my plans have been shot to hell, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. I tried calling a couple of my old friends, but I didn't have much luck. I guess I should try and find a hotel, but hotels are so cold.
Hotels are so cold and you're so hot. And Barry is so predictable.
So bottom line on this Flash, did somebody build him?
Build him?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like some kind of mad scientist, some Professor Zoom or something?
Sure, some eccentric professor in some top secret lab somewhere.
Ah.
I mean, no, think of the fortune that could be made on that guy's research.
Yes, Barry is predictable, and so are the women he knows. He takes her to his place, and she talks about the Flash all night. You know your life is getting weird when you discover you're jealous of yourself.
Hey, you.
I didn't hear you, Sam. You scared the pants off.
You. Keep your pants on, Talent.
How the hell do you do that?
It's all done with mirrors and stolen technology.
His name is Sam Scudder. Fans of The Flash will recognize the name as the original Mirror Master, and he'll call himself that in this episode. The Mirror Master first appeared in 1959, but this Sam Scudder is not your granddad's Mirror Master. That guy figured out how to get inside the mirror's reflection and move from place to place and such. He went through any number of adjustments and upgrades, and ultimately Sam Scudder died around the same time that Barry Allen did during the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. Our man here makes holograms, and that wrist unit gives him control of them. Each of those little discs has a certain image on it. When Stacia knocked Sam out with that spray, we saw her grab a pouch of them before she left. She doesn't have the control unit, but the holograms will still do the basic things they're programmed to do. Scudder tells Talent to find Stacia and the battery. He's off to pay Star Labs a visit and get something he wants. He wants the super duper crystal, of course, but Tina wasn't leaving, she was storming out because she's angry at her mother again. When she does that, she gets careless.
McGee, you forget your keys again, you're fired. Oh my God!
The fire extinguisher is having no effect. She doesn't know what to do. And I doubt she'll get any answers out of him.
I tried the extinguisher, but it didn't work. What is this damn mime doing here? He just popped out of nowhere.
She didn't notice that the fireman walked right through the mime. Suddenly it all vanishes, including the fire, and nothing is burnt. This is too much for her.
Tina, hi. Whoa, slow down. What? All right, yeah, I'll be right over. Yeah, sure. Bye. Yeah, gotta go.
What are you and Tina?
Just friends. We're intimate yet platonic.
He and Tina both saw people appear and disappear right in front of them. So, is it something in the air?
Tina, what's this? I guess you're not so crazy as you thought.
It's not something in the air, it's something on the floor. Tina was sure her mother was driving her over the edge. She thinks Jocelyn resents her for staying with her father, while Jocelyn went off to, as Tina puts it, find herself.
That's the most sophisticated image projection I've ever seen. But why? Some practical joke?
Maybe as a distraction for a theft. That crystal in the laser sight.
But it's still in its housing.
Is it? Tina, you've been robbed.
She's also ruined if she can't get it back. She had to pull strings that some people don't know exist to get that crystal here, and she's responsible for its safekeeping. She'll lose her job and everything else. That means Barry has to recover it.
A stone that unique would probably have to be cut before it was sold, right?
A high-density crystal like this, if it could be cut at all, would need an incredibly powerful laser.
All right, then if the thief is attempting to cut it, we can track abnormal power surges through the city.
I can break into water and power.
Box and broom. The Hotel Infantino.
Scudder is indeed using a high-powered laser to cut the gem.
Damn it. It's useless. I can't cut it.
Too bad this gem doesn't want to be cut.
It's gonna be hard to sell that size.
Yeah, but not impossible. It's just gonna take a little more time to find the right buyer. But when I do,
7 figures?
maybe 8. Now, what about the girl?
She dropped out of circulation.
Find her, Talent. You owe me. Now, maybe if I try splitting the crystal on a different axis.
Sam, I don't think you should slice the rock at all.
Funny thing, Sam doesn't seem surprised or concerned.
In here, gentlemen. He's the one who stole the Star Labs crystal.
Hold on. You got the wrong guy. What's the deal here? You're bored, aren't you? Scudder! You lousy thing!
Thank you, officers. I hope you didn't disturb the other guests.
Here's where the episode is losing me a little. Talent knows what he does with those little discs. By this point, pretty much everybody knows what he does, and they all fall for it every time.
Well, the Flash. Did you know that 3 East Coast crime families have commissioned studies on you?
I want the Star Labs crystal.
Look, how much for you to forget you ever saw me? Take a walk.
I'm not for sale.
Everybody has his price.
I've seen this picture.
I don't think I'm there anymore.
He's right about that. Now Barry's lost him and Stasia.
It's me. Yeah, I still got the battery. But the longer I have to squat in this burg, the higher the price is gonna be. You don't show by tomorrow night, the deal is off.
You know, some things I'll put up with. But getting double-crossed by the woman I love is definitely not one of them.
She has to think fast. She stashed the battery at Barry's place, but that's not going to be enough for Sam now.
I can get you the Flash.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I swear to you, I sold the battery to this eccentric scientist. Guy calls himself Professor Zoom.
Professor Zoom?
Yeah, turns out he's the guy who created the Flash.
And he's willing to negotiate the sale of the formula. She sets it up for a back room at a local club.
Stage is playing some kind of a game. I'm being used.
I'd be willing to bet the farm that you'd stand in line for more abuse. Barry, look. Every guy has a woman in his life that'll pop up out of nowhere and just turn his whole world upside down. In my case, it was Elena Tobias.
I don't have any idea what she's been up to for the last 15 years.
Well, if it's bad, we're definitely in the position to find out.
Her sheet is mostly small stuff until more recently. That's when it starts mentioning more serious things.
Years ago, industrial sabotage. Hooked up with a guy named Scudder. Used high-tech holograms, nicknamed Mirror Master.
He's now the third or fourth villain from the comics that we've brought in, but for lack of a better word, their supervillainness has been toned down. The Trickster didn't have his anti-gravity shoes. Captain Cold was a professional assassin. Mirror Master is a slick guy with some technology. The only one with a costume is the Trickster, and he did that because he's nuts. But our man here doesn't need a costume. He's plenty scary just the way he is.
I mean, I don't want to believe Stage is involved with the crystal theft, but anything new on those mirror discs?
Stolen from a government laboratory, along with a holographic camera small enough to wear on your wrist. Oh, Barry, I'm so depressed about this robbery, I can barely talk about it.
I didn't actually see the crystal in the hotel room, but I believe it was there. And I'm sure the man was Samuel Scudder.
Tina's big problem right now is dealing with all the artsy stuff going on around her while Jocelyn studiously ignores her. But Barry knows what to do.
Well, now the way to get through these kinds of things is you never talk much about the work, okay? And when you do, you try to use duality and juxtaposition in the same sentence.
It is without a doubt a skillful juxtaposition of duality. This is one of the most beautiful paintings I've ever seen. A perfect marriage of line and color. I will take it, sir.
See? Go to another painting and say what that guy said, except for the I'll take it part.
I'm glad you both could make it. The work's going over awfully well. This city's starved for culture.
I'm just starved. See you in a minute.
I must say, Barry's quite a surprise. He's not like the men you used to date.
How would you know? You were never around to see the men I went out with.
All right, it's time you knew the truth. Your mother works for MI6 and she's had a tracking device on you since you were 2.
Well, they were so straight and academic. Like your husband.
You never knew David. He was a sweet, funny, passionate man. You never even made it to the funeral.
I meant to. I was just in the middle of...
Damned right, always in the middle of something.
Tina.
You ran out on my father and you ran out on me. Now, if you want a daughter, start acting like a mother.
None of us knows when we'll reach our breaking point. Losing the crystal, possibly losing her job, her career, and everything else. Then she has to deal with all this pretentious pompousness. Then her mother pretending she was involved at all. Yeah, Tina just found hers. And when it happens, you don't care where you are or who else is there. It has to come out, and it will. And it did.
You going after her?
I have a show to deal with.
Jocelyn, wait. Tina's going through a really hard time right now. She might lose her job over the crystal robbery. I think it would help if you would just talk to her. Let her know you're concerned.
Yes, I suppose I should. Perhaps when I'm through with all of this, Oh, it looks like they're selling another picture. Excuse me.
I don't know about another picture, but he's not buying what you're selling. It's all right to be afraid. It's all right to not know what to say. It's all right to be intimidated. It's not all right to hide behind all that and do nothing. It comes down to one simple idea: what matters to you, what's important, what's most important. Is selling another picture more important than reconciling with your daughter? No? Prove it.
You probably hate me, huh? I'm sorry I disappeared on you last night. I guess you think I'm pretty terrible.
According to your rap sheet.
My rap sheet?
Yeah, when you didn't come back, I guess my cop instincts took over. What can I say?
Right now, the best thing he could say is goodbye and get far away from her.
All right, Barry. I admit it, I'm no angel. But I've gone straight. I have, honestly.
What about your boyfriend, Scudder?
I can explain that.
Explain it to the feds.
No, wait a second, Barry. You can't do that.
I'm pretty sure he can, and he has a good enough reputation as a cop that they'll listen to him.
Okay. Okay, Scudder and I were involved. but I wanted to get out of that life. But he's tracked me here. That's why I left last night. I mean, I only just got away from him, and now he's back.
It's convenient that she did this here with all those people around. She has a fair idea that Barry won't explode at her in public.
Please, Barry. You gotta protect me from him, please.
I don't trust you, Stasia. But Scudder stole something from a friend of mine at Star Labs, and I want it back.
So helping me is gonna help you too, right?
Just don't try any more of the huggy-kissy stuff, since you already stole his wallet once doing that. She has a plan to get the crystal from Scudder. Barry thinks it's crazy, but he doesn't have much choice.
Me at Central Rail Station tonight, because I'm not gonna last another day here. Now, you don't show, you can forget about the battery. Oh, and if I play my cards right, I might just have something else to sell you. Something that sparkles. Be there.
I think those cards she's playing just caught on fire. What's Barry's part in this again?
No thanks.
Nothing.
Sometimes it's hard to believe anything you see. Anything.
These you can believe.
That's right, he's Professor Zoom, the man who created the Flash. Brilliant, eccentric, and with an accent the best linguists on the planet can't identify.
So you're Zoom. How come I've never heard of you?
I try to keep a low profile. A man of my talent would be swamped with requests and offers. I do not like the attention.
And you created the Flash?
Well, among other things.
It's a straightforward deal, the crystal for the Flash formula.
The battery she sold you?
Battery?
The battery she sold. She's played us both for suckers.
Stop! Central City Police, you're under arrest for dealing in stolen goods.
Remember what I said about how they never catch on to his holograms? If he can feel those snakes, I'll eat them. But it's enough for Scudder to get away. Barry is at the gallery because Tina isn't at home. He's hoping she came back here. Incidentally, I think we all caught the fact that it's called the Garrett Gallery. Hey, when you're the original Flash, you wouldn't believe how many great paintings you can crank out in one day.
What an evening. I did well tonight. These kids are going to be very successful. It doesn't really matter, though.
Doesn't matter.
Well, what difference does it make if I've ruined my relationship with Tina?
Why don't you just talk to her?
Oh, excuse me, Father. The gallery's closed.
Barry has a fair idea what's going on over there.
Barry!
And he'll look into it in the most careless way he can.
Oh, an art gallery's a great front. And you must be their dealer.
Yes, I'm a dealer. What's this all about?
English, huh? It's an international operation.
Now he has Barry and Jocelyn tied up back to back.
Now tell me, what's a cop doing trafficking in stolen technology?
Let her go, Scudder. She has nothing to do with this.
Answer a few questions, then. The Flash at my hotel room.
Cooperating with the police.
And the tricks at the bar?
Sleight of hand rigged for the sting.
I think I missed something. What happened at what bar?
Let her go, Scudder.
Don't be silly. She's Stasia's European connection. I heard her tell you on the phone the other night to meet her at Central Station.
He is reaching Don Quixote levels of wrong conclusions. Jocelyn knows she's in serious danger. She just wishes she knew why.
You think I'm a black marketeer? Oh, that's funny.
The battery at Star Labs West. Stasia stole it from you.
And now she's played you for a sep, too. She thought she could get her hands on the battery and the crystal. I think I'll head her off at the station. Imagine her surprise when she sees me instead of you.
Yes, imagine her surprise when he tells her that her international connection isn't going to make it, and she says, "My what?" He's left them a little present.
The laser couldn't cut through the crystal, but it's more than able to cut a nice, clean hole through the two of you. Reflecting the beam is just a flourish. They don't call me the Mirror Master for nothing.
That's right. He pays people good money to call him that.
You've got about 3.5 minutes. Enjoy them.
Give him the right opening and Barry won't need 3.5 seconds, but he has to do this in a way that won't tip off Jocelyn. Then again, as confused as she is, he could probably change into the costume right in front of her and she'd think he was going to a party.
What's happening?
I don't know, but I think I'm getting loose.
And if the situation won't give him the right opening, he'll make his own. He tells her to call the police and send them to the station. He's on his way there, too.
Where's Barry and where's my mother?
I don't know. Maybe they eloped.
Oh, with your boyfriend? I'm fed up with your games. I'm calling the police.
Put it down. Now! Now I want you to sit down and shut up. I don't want you to make a move until I'm out that door, you hear me? Whoa! Oh!
Thanks, Earl.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You turn me into the cops, you are never gonna find your mother and Barry.
Excuse me, but everything Scudder has been doing has taken place in that room at the Hotel Infantino. Send the police there. Tina knows that, but Stacia is nothing if not persuasive. I've been impressed with Signe Coleman's performance. She has a switch somewhere in her head, and when she flips it one way, she's the sweet, vulnerable little girl. Flip it the other way, and she's the ruthless criminal who will do anything to further her own goals. It's no surprise that the lady can act. From 1973 to 2012, she played Hope Adams, a blind character on the soap opera The Young and the Restless. Those shows don't let you come back repeatedly for 19 years if you're not very good at what you're doing. She's good. They're also heading for the station, but Stacy is 99% sure Scudder will be there.
Stacia?
Oh, Fletch, baby, you don't know how good it is to see you. Did you bring the money?
Who's your friend?
This is Tina. She's gonna be working with us.
Show me the battery.
The battery belongs to Star Labs. Now put the briefcase down and hands up.
Oh, nice move, Mickey. Now what?
Now I take the cash and the battery. I love Double Jeopardy.
You mean a double cross. Double Jeopardy is a category in a popular game show.
Come on, the battery.
Wrong, Scudder. This is the lightning round.
Scudder isn't worried. He still has his holograms.
Enough of you. All 12 of you.
Why did she have to use the battery? Isn't that thing plugged in? But we've heard about this thing all episode. I guess we needed to see it in action. Okay, it works. That just leaves Stacia and Fletcher to deal with.
Oh, baby, I am rid of Scudder at last. What do you say we just take this money and run away to, oh, I don't know, how about Istanbul?
No, I've been there. How about Mexico?
I hear Leavenworth's lovely this time of year.
Come on, buddy, let's go. You're coming with us.
Oh, Barry, how come I always fall for the right guy at the wrong time?
I'm sure she fell for him, and I'm sure Fletcher was glad to hear that. This character is in love with one person, Anastasia Masters. And I repeat, she was convincing. So was Sam Scudder. That guy was a bit scary, which means we had another outstanding performance. I didn't recognize him at all. David Cassidy was the teenage heartthrob through the 70s as Keith Partridge, leader of the musical Partridge Family. They put out several hit records while the show ran, including the #1 hit I Think I Love You, which became the best-selling single of 1970. The stardom took a heavy toll on him, and in 1974, a huge crowd of people waiting to see him produced a bad stampede, and a teenage girl was killed. That hit him so hard he quit touring and turned to studio recordings. He did a lot of work in Europe, and in the 1980s he started dipping his toe into the waters of acting again, much to our benefit here. Sadly, by the next millennium he was in serious trouble with alcohol, and even though he tried to get treatment, it was too late. He died in 2017 of liver failure. He was only 67. Speaking of someone who's already a few years past that mark, that hurts. But we can appreciate what he left us in performances like this one. Now let's move on to the plot line that will actually have lasting effects on our people.
Thanks for the lift to the train station.
Don't be silly. It's the least I could do. And really, best of luck with this group of artists.
You too. Best of luck with your research.
This is idiotic. You're my mother, for God's sakes. I don't want to do this anymore. Don't you run out on me again, please.
I'll only say this once because I know some people won't like it. Stiff upper lip formality and all that is dumb. It's the sort of thing that's designed to keep people from forming intimate connections, such as the kind that should exist between a mother and daughter. Rules of propriety are made up. They are not absolutes. Somebody said, hey, maybe this is a good idea, and other people said, okay, let's give it a try, and here we are. But nothing is set in stone. Nothing is according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, if you get that one. Those kinds of rules have to be flexible, or they're not rules, they're chains. So yeah, Jocelyn, shake off those chains, and for God's sake, love your daughter.
Oh, sweetie. I had to leave your father. But leaving you hurt the most. I never felt part of your life. And when David died, I just didn't know what to say.
Here, I'll tell you exactly what to say. Are you paying attention? Here you go. Don't say anything, just be there and hold her.
Look, we've got so much to talk about. I need a vacation soon. Maybe we could meet in New York.
Oh, well, I have to go to London. I'll cancel it. New York would be fabulous.
Did you catch the automatic reaction? It's become such a habit, the words were out before she even realized what she was saying. But she corrected herself. Quite often I'd make a joke here and say that's one in a row, but this is a good start. We don't know what it took for her to do that, but at this moment she has chosen to be vulnerable, probably for the first time in a very long while. And now she's going to hear something she probably hasn't heard in a very long while.
You know, Mother, you can be a real pain sometimes, but I love you.
Those words carry the power of 1,000 suns. And if Tina keeps hammering away at them, maybe one of these days her mother will be able to say them back to her. Some people have that problem. I never heard my dad say them, but he proved it every day. I suspect Jocelyn is on her way to being able to do that now, too. Though why she needs to prove she loves me, I'm not sure, but... never mind.
Hey friends, I hope you're enjoying my look at The Flash. If you like it, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. If you really like it, consider becoming a patron. $2 a month gets you extra content like Hogan's Heroes and It's About Time. $5 a month gets you that and more, so take a look. The link is down there in the description. I also do lots of other stuff, so take a moment to look it over. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Which was better? Oh, come on. She says that her international connection 2017 of liver of what?